What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Road Monster coming at you here from beautiful sunny Playa del Carmen, and I am in front of the Tren Maya station on the outskirts of Playa. I just rode the bicycle about 7 kilometers all the way out Colosio until it turns into the 305D to arrive here at the Tren Maya station. The point of today's video is to begin to demystify the Tren Maya. There's not a lot of accurate information out there online or elsewhere about the schedule and all that. So I'm gonna show you guys the schedule, which routes leave here out of Playa del Carmen. I'm probably gonna take the train to Valladolid today, later on today, and maybe go as far as Merida as well. We shall see. And then also I'm gonna compare and contrast the prices and the duration of the trip, etc., with the common, more popular ADO buses here in Mexico. All right, guys, you ready to do some traveling on the Tren Maya? Vámonos, let's do this. What's up, guys? Construction workers wanted to be in the video. These guys are putting in the work. This station is still not completely done. You can see there's still quite a bit happening here. And the bicycle parking as well is not complete. So I was told by security here that I can just go ahead and lock the bike up there for now, but there's no good, safe, long-term bicycle parking as of yet. Let's go inside, guys. So right off the bat, it's definitely some impressive construction, very well built. Now, originally the Tren Maya station was supposed to be in the heart of the center of Playa del Carmen, which would have been quite convenient because the bus, guys, the bus from the ADO station all the way to Valladolid is only a little over 200 pesos. Depends on whether you go on the actual ADO bus or the other one. So I'll put the exact prices up on the screen. But a taxi ride to get to the Tren Maya station is about the same price as the bus all the way to Valladolid. So strike one for the train, but we still got to take the train and see what it's all about. Let's check out some of the schedules. Here's the ticketing office here. We've got security there. Let's check out the routes. Mapa de servicios. Okay. Playa del Carmen, Valladolid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like maybe 5 stops along the way. Let's check out the schedules. Okay, Playa del Carmen to Merida looks like 7:10 p.m. that one leaves. So I'll have to confirm that and then confirm the price here at the ticket office as well to see if there's a different price just as far as Valladolid or if you have to pay all the way to Merida. Let's find out. Hola, hola. ¿A qué hora sale el tren para Merida?
7 de la noche.
7. ¿Y se puede ir solo hasta Valladolid?
Sí.
¿O no tiene el mismo costo? ¿Es diferente?
Es diferente.
¿Y qué precio tiene para residente hasta Valladolid?
Valladolid.
Para quintonarroenses.
Residencia permanente o temporal se toma en Tren Maya como internacional. Precio sería Valladolid 743.
746. All right, my friends, the journey begins. I have just arrived back here at the Tren Maya station in Playa del Carmen. I just paid 200 pesos to get from the center of Playa back to the Tren Maya station right here. So I'm gonna head inside and grab my ticket to Valladolid and see how this train is. I have no idea what to expect. I have heard that you can't bring a full-size luggage. I'm traveling light with this personal item size Samsonite, and that's it. And just a little bag here to keep my camera gear and basics safe and on my person. So yeah, let the adventures begin, guys. Tren Maya demystified. Let's do this. So my friends, be sure to bring your ID, your passport is best, and also be aware that being a temporary or permanent resident here in Quintana Roo will not help you with the price. You're still paying the 743 pesos to get on the train that a tourist would pay. The only discount you'll get is if you're an actual Mexican citizen with a Mexican passport, and that brings it down to around 340 pesos. I had to pay 743 pesos, so about $37.50 for this train ride. But let's see if it's worth it, guys. I got a window seat. The train was almost full, but I'm excited that I got a window seat. Hallelujah. And let's just go for a train ride to Valladolid and see what happens. I have no idea what to expect, so thank you guys for coming along on the journey. Smash the like button if you appreciate the content. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. I will have some more Tren Maya content coming. I'll be going to Palenque over in Chiapas and a couple of other places. So stick around and subscribe to the channel for those upcoming Tren Maya videos. Vámonos. So guys, keep this in mind too as far as the luggage here at the bottom. You can only have a 10 kilo bag and a personal item. So I went with this Samsonite right here. And then I've got the Osprey bag, which appears in so many of my videos. Osprey, I'm talking to you. Sponsor my channel, please. But yeah, 10 kilos and a personal item. Do not expect to bring a full-size luggage on the Tren Maya. That's just not how it works. And it's one drawback of the train versus the ADO buses, where you can bring a full-size, a 10 kilo and a personal item, and they'll store that under the bus for you. Of course, there's no option for that on the Tren Maya, at least at this time. All right, so I just spoke with the gentleman there at the security gate, and I gotta wait about another 20 minutes to go through security. He did say they sell coffee and water and stuff on the train, so I'm excited to see what that's like, but I have a feeling it'll be more expensive than just buying it here. So I'm at this Go Mart at the station, and just to be safe, I like to stay hydrated, guys. I'm gonna grab an agua mineral and then go through security, and I'll let you know what that process is like. I'll let you know whether or not I have to take my laptop and drone out of my luggage, etc., and any surprises that I may come across going through security. I have no clue what to expect from that process, but it's becoming more and more common. Like when you go on the ferry to Cozumel as well, you have to pass your bags through the x-ray and security. So yeah, that's just the way things are going now. All right guys, so I have just made it through security right there, no problem. Didn't have to take my laptop out, just any metal keys, coins or anything. And then now there's this kind of weird, awkward seating area here. You can see 1P, 2T, hola hola. And so you just sit wherever your ticket says. So I'm Coche 3T, 3T. And so I guess I'm just going to sit over there at these kind of awkward wedding reception looking chairs and wait for what's next. I think boarding is in about 10 minutes. The train departs at 7:10. And so yeah, I'm just kind of winging it. So far I'm trying to share everything step by step with you guys so you know what to expect. But this is the other side of security at the Tren Maya station. And these chairs, I guess, are brand new. They've still got plastic on them. Just kind of a weird experience so far, but taking you guys along on the journey. So hopefully I'll be on the train here momentarily. Pretty exciting. So guys, I just want to remind you, one of the big drawbacks so far of the Tren Maya is that there's only one, for example, one train per day to Mérida or Valladolid, and that leaves at 7:10 p.m. from Playa del Carmen. So if you're taking the ADO or the bus, you've got buses leaving every half an hour or so to those destinations. Here, if you arrive late or you miss the train, you're out of luck. And so you get one shot per day at getting to Mérida or Valladolid on the Tren Maya. Another thing too is this train station down here is filling up with diesel exhaust now that the trains arrive. So anyone sensitive to diesel exhaust, be aware. All right guys, they have just called Group 3T and everything's been in Spanish so far. So if you're an English speaker and don't speak Spanish, you may have a little extra confusion. You may be able to find someone here who speaks some English. I'm fluent in Spanish, so I haven't had any problems. But they said Grupo 3 al fondo a la izquierda. So all the way to the end and to the left. And here we go, guys. All right, the excitement's kicking in. This is something new for me. Let's see, pretty big escalator up here to the platform. I'm getting my steps in, hoofing it up here, getting right at about sunset. And I have not yet booked a place in Valladolid. I'm completely winging it. I might use booking.com or just find a hotel. Seems like a lot of cheap, affordable boutique hotels are available. What a beautiful setting here, guys. With the sun setting behind me over the jungle, or what's left of the jungle after they built this train. Brand new rails. And guys, I'm feeling super privileged to be able to do this trip. I know not a lot of people have done the Tren Maya yet because there's just such a lack of information. So hopefully you guys find this video valuable and you get some type of useful information out of it. If so, just smash the like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already. All right, guys, let's get on this train. All right, guys, getting our first glimpse at the train. There it comes. Guys, the train has arrived. Definitely some confusion about where to line up and how many lines to form. I think the National Guard and the workers here are still kind of figuring out how to organize things. So it's definitely got a very unorganized feel to it. The train itself looks really nice though, so I'm excited to get on there. You can see here the seats look really comfy. But as far as the whole process of getting here, getting the ticket, getting through security, it's quite the hassle versus the ADO bus, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if you're just trying to get from A to B in fairly short distances, I think the ADO bus is probably the way to go. But let's see if we get some good scenery and sights along the way. We've still got about another half an hour, 45 minutes of daylight. So let's see if we can see some jaguars or something in the jungle. Probably not, but we'll see. So we got this little area for luggage. I don't trust that. I'm not leaving my my luggage. Here you can see the seat numbers. I'm in number 32. The cabin is air conditioned. And the headroom is ample for me, which is nice. All right, let's find my seat. 32 window right here. And they do have this area up top. I highly recommend that you keep your luggage as close to you as possible and even in front of you if possible. I've had a friend ride the ADO and he put his bag up top and he fell asleep and someone actually grabbed his bag and left the bus with it. Randy the diver, I believe that was you, so I'm talking about you. And so do be aware of that. But I like that these are see-through, so you can keep an eye on your luggage as long as you don't fall asleep. So guys, here you can see we've got National Guard and then employees here kind of running the show. Gorgeous, gorgeous sunset right through there. And hopefully get underway right on schedule. The train is supposed to leave at 7:10 p.m. So we'll see if that's Mexican time or if that's actual 7:10 p.m. It's 6 minutes from now, so we'll see. Hopefully so. I don't want to get into Valladolid super late without any lodging booked. So, all right, guys, the train is leaving the station. Que emoción! Super, super exciting. And here we go. Look at that. Hasta Valladolid. Sí, gracias. So once again, no English. Just been pure Spanish so far. You've been warned. Those of you who don't speak basic Spanish, you may have some struggles, part of the adventure. But so far, guys, I'm really enjoying this. Just the beginning moments, the rails are so smooth, everything is super smooth, and feels like just kind of a cool way to travel. I'm interested to see what the top speed is that we get up to. And I'm also documenting the time that this trip takes because I'm going to take the ADO bus back to Playa. We are leaving at 7:10 p.m. and I'll keep track of how long it takes to get there. I have a feeling the ADO bus will be just about the same speed, but I don't know. And that's part of why I'm doing this trip, is to see which one's more efficient, cost effective, and if the train has some X factor like the views and stuff that make it worth the premium, because we all know it's more expensive to take the Tren Maya at this point, especially factoring the taxi rides to and from these Tren Maya stations. I'm going to try to use InDrive when I get to the Tren Maya station in Valladolid, but the Tren Maya station is actually super far from the center of Valladolid. So one of the challenges will be when I get to this Tren Maya station in Valladolid, can I get a taxi and how much will that cost? Especially getting there at 9 p.m. or a little after, how much will the taxis just try to get me for, and will the InDrive app work? Will I have cell phone signal? That's why you got to watch the video so that you know what to expect. I'm going to demystify this trip for you guys and take all the risks so you don't have to. Vámonos. Guys, the dark side of this story, of course, the Tren Maya, is that you can see a lot of this rock has had to be pulled from the earth to construct this. A lot of this fill rock and everything comes from just right over there, which used to be thick, dense jungle. And so now the destruction of jungle artifacts, cenotes, ruins, is far beyond the scope of this video as far as discussing the ethics. I did interview a few local people from around the area, and they asked not to be in the video for fear of retaliation by the government. And so it's a very sensitive subject, but and I don't think you can see this in the shot, but through the trees there, all of this jungle has been destroyed in order to mine the rock and the materials, the fill dirt, etc., needed to construct the Tren Maya. And so that is, I think you can see through there, that clearing, that is the dark side of this, but really the point of this video is to just show the experience of the Tren Maya. But I am certainly open to you guys sharing your opinions about the whether or not this was really worth it and what the real cost of this train is. Feel free to leave your opinions and comments in the comments section. below. I'm always happy to have you guys share your thoughts and opinions. And all right, guys, so there is apparently a food and beverage cart. I see people coming back up to my area here with food and coffees. And so I'm going to go explore and see where that is and let you guys know about the prices of a coffee on the Tren Maya, or a modelo, provecho. So we're going to see about beer and coffee prices. That's always the million dollar question. Fancy door here. So here we are in the food cart. Nom 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 nom. Looks like they have a pretty good coffee machine. Pásale, pásale. Time to get Java wasted on the Tren Maya. Alright guys, so snacks, 50 pesos. Mazapan, 10 pesos. Actually not bad, guys. M&M's, candy bars, 35 pesos. Chips, 40 pesos. The $1 million question is the coffee. Okay, café americano 40, espresso 40, cappuccino 55. ¿Y aceptan tarjetas, verdad? Muy bien, muy bien. Las cervezas 60 pesos. So a little shot of Johnny Walker for 120. So actually not bad prices. Man, I want un cappuccino, por favor. Gracias. So yeah, guys, 55 pesos for a cappuccino. Not bad for Tren Maya prices at all. 60 peso beers too, guys. $3, that's not bad at all. Tempting. And so guys, they do accept card here in the food cart. And I also just discovered that they have tamales de cochinita, 50 pesos, 50 pesos for a tamal, a pulled pork tamal. So I'm gonna grub down, even though I just had some ribs from El Chelo a couple hours ago. So let's see how this train tamal is. I'm intrigued if the quality is good, and we'll see how the cappuccino is. It looks like they have a nice machine here. So, all right, guys, I've made it back to my seat with my 50 peso tamal de cochinita and my 55 peso cappuccino. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the prices, but let's check out the quality. Let's get this first bite magic here on the Tren Maya. And ooh, it's piping hot, dangerously hot. Speaking of dangerous, we've got some habanero salsa here that we got to put on there. Salsa coming on here. All right, let's see how this is. First bite magic. Now it is pretty full of cochinita. I've had some tamales where there's not a lot of meat. It's just pura masa. Se me hizo agua la boca, mira. Mira, te voy a alimentar. Ooh. That salsa hits pretty hard. It's a little bit dry, but for a microwave Tren Maya tamal, acceptable for $2.50 US or 50 Mexican pesos. Not bad. I'll try the cappuccino here. Nom nom nom. Alright guys, so the tamal was definitely a little on the dry side, but certainly better than any food you're gonna get on a Latam or an Aeromexico, and especially on a Volaris flight. So, and then if you have a cappuccino to wash it down, it's actually it's not bad. Wow, the color of the sky coming through there, absolutely gorgeous, guys. Getting into the nighttime hours, almost 7:45. And let's see if I have any signal. Okay, so it looks like we must have just been at the Puerto Morelos Tren Maya station, also very, very far outside of actual Puerto Morelos, in the middle of nowhere. Looking at the map here, guys. Let me see if you can see that right there. But that was the station we were just stopped at, just to confirm, is the Puerto Morelos stop. And I think there's 4 stops. Next one should be the Cancun airport. And then I think we've got a couple of stops after that. So I'll try to keep you guys well informed on this Tren Maya adventure. And guys, to be clear, there's Wi-Fi on the ADO buses, and they actually do have Wi-Fi here on the Tren Maya. But does it work? So far, not really. I'll keep you guys posted on that. It's under the network name Pasajeros, so also in Spanish, passengers, pasajeros. And as of right now, I'm actually trying to respond to a comment here from Karen Gudge on the YouTube channel, and the Wi-Fi is not strong enough for me to reply. I'm doing my best to respond to every single one of your comments, so if you appreciate my effort on that regard, smash that like button for me. But sometimes I can't. Sometimes the Wi-Fi just doesn't work. And there's of course also no signal out here in the middle of the jungle, so don't expect to get a whole lot of work done on the Tren Maya. On the ADO bus, the Wi-Fi is solid. Not so much on the train. Now you know. Alright guys, so we're just now arriving to the Cancun airport. Just about 45 minutes after departure. So 45 minutes to get from Playa del Carmen to the airport. So that's, I would say, about 5 minutes faster than the ADO bus, but you have to take a taxi all the way to the Tren Maya station. So you only save maybe 5-10 minutes. So this could be an alternate option if there's a severe traffic jam or road work. You could, at least now you know, you can get to the Cancun airport in 45 minutes. The only caveat, you have to take a taxi to the Tren Maya station in Playa. Alright guys, the time has come to find the bathroom on the Tren Maya and see what the bathroom is like. Is it ample? Is it spacious? Is it occupied or not occupied? Okay. Alright, that's the food one. That's not the bathroom. They told me there was a bathroom back there, but I don't see one. Alright. Let me see. Alright, let's find this bathroom. Looks okay. Perdón, permíteme pasar. Yeah, nice. Alright. Fancy door. Ah, yeah. Okay, here it is, guys. Tren Maya bathroom better than ADO or Valeris airplane bathroom? Not really. It's pretty much the same. Feels like an airplane bathroom. I thought maybe it would be a little more spacious. Now you know. Nothing fancy. Probably a little bit better than the ADO bathroom. Now you know. I thought maybe it would be a little, like there would be just something cool about it. But no, it's a bathroom. Guys, one thing I'm a little surprised by is there's no I want to say in-flight movie. The ADO bus has screens and movies. This feels fairly sterile as far as the entertainment. So maybe bring a tablet or a book if you like to read books like me. But no movies. No movies on the Tren Maya. Now you know. I would have thought there would be would have been movies. Could have really gone for like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, but can't win them all. Guys, another thing, I was just trying to take a short nap, and these seats do not recline on the Tren Maya. They're very much straight up and down, makes it quite difficult to sleep. Now the ADO buses, you can recline the seats quite a bit. So no movies, no reclining seats, and over three times, or about 3 times the price to get to Valladolid. So things are stacking up against the Tren Maya. So far I'm enjoying it because it's just something different, but is it really practical? Is it a good way to get around these kind of short distances? Not really. So guys, when you want to make any purchases, you can go all the way to the back to the food area, or wait for them. They will eventually come out here. And we're a little over, maybe about an hour into the trip. Let's see what time it is. Oh yeah, we're like an hour and a half into the trip, and they're just now bringing out the food service. So I recommend that if you want food or beverage, you just go back there yourself rather than waiting around for it. So guys, hopefully you can see the time there on my phone. 8:55 p.m. We left now. Remember guys, we left at 7:10. We've gone all the way up here to the Cancun airport, and now we're here. So an hour and, let's see, like an hour and 45 minutes to essentially be 25 miles away from Playa del Carmen. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. No hay palabras. All right, my friends, 2.5 hours later, I have arrived here at the Valladolid train station, but really I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I'm gonna have to go down to the ground floor here, see if the InDrive app will work, see if I have signal, and see if I can get a taxi into Valladolid. I will keep you guys posted. So guys, I'm just getting out of the Tren Maya station here in Valladolid, and interestingly enough, there's actually a Tren Maya bus into the center of Valladolid for only 36 pesos. I got my ticket right here. Now I just gotta wait for this bus. They said it leaves in like 10 minutes. So ultimately, to get to the center of Valladolid, a taxi ride to the Tren Maya station in Playa, 2.5 hour train ride that goes all the way to the Cancun airport and then back to Valladolid, or Las Afueras de Valladolid, and then another bus ride. I'll let you guys know how long the bus takes. But yeah, I've got to wait at least 10 minutes for this bus, it looks like. And then I'll be in the center of Valladolid. Been quite the journey, guys. Parece que solo yo subiendo el bus. Okay. So guys, I got the whole bus to myself. There's my ticket right there. And here we go. Gracias. Hola, buenas. So the efficiency continues. And so I got the whole bus to myself. And ¿cuánto tiempo demora el viaje para el centro? 15 minutos, okay. So 15-minute bus ride, guys, and then I will be in the center of Valladolid. Pretty exciting. It'll be my first time in Valladolid, and this was my first Tren Maya trip. I'll finish it off by showing the ADO bus ride back to Playa and compare the two. And I will be uploading some content from Valladolid while I'm in town, showing the center, my first impressions, a few restaurants that were recommended to me as well, so places to eat. So definitely check that video out as well. I will likely link that in the description below this one. So, alright guys, I'll see you in Valladolid. So welcome to Valladolid, Yucatan. All said and done, guys, with the taxi ride, the train ride, and then that last bus ride into Valladolid. All said and done. I spent close to 1,000 pesos to get here. And there's ADO tickets for about 271 pesos. So is it the cheapest? Is it the most efficient? No. Would I recommend it? Probably not. Probably just take the ADO bus, but now you know. I think there's some routes that make sense, like the Tren Maya to Valladolid, or to Bacalar might make sense, because it's a straight shot. But coming to Merida or Valladolid on the Tren Maya just seems kind of ridiculous. You can get all the way to Merida for a few hundred pesos, 300 and I think 50. I'll put that up on the screen. But I am excited to be here in Valladolid nonetheless. I just don't think I took the best route. I think I probably took the worst possible way to get to Valladolid, just to show you guys how inefficient the Tren Maya is from certain places to other places. It might make sense all the way to Palenque. Oh, sweet Volkswagen. And it might make sense to like Chetumal or Bacalar, but that'll be for another video. I gotta go find a hotel, get some rest, and I will be back at it in the morning, eating and drinking at as many places, cafes, and seeing as many sights as I can here in Valladolid and sharing my first impressions. All right, my friends, it is time to leave Valladolid. I'm at the ADO station. The next bus to Playa del Carmen actually doesn't leave until 12:22. It is 9:30, and I got the last ticket by just pure luck, all the way in the back of the bus, window seat, 370 pesos, guys. So half the price of the Tren Maya, but is the ADO bus better? Let's find out. I'll show the journey back. I'll show how it is in a completely packed ADO bus. Is it still better than the Tren Maya when the bus is completely full? Stick around and find out. I'm gonna go grab some breakfast. I'll see you guys on the bus. So guys, I'm here at the ADO bus station, and one place where the Tren Maya thoroughly wins is just how pleasant the train station itself is. The brand new construction, it's fairly quiet. The ADO stations, for those of you who know, if you know, you know, they're noisy, they're chaotic, and this one in particular in Valladolid is full of flies, and you know, it's just lines and noisy buses. So Tren Maya does get one small victory in that regard. Guys, one other place where the Tren Maya wins is that they do have that meal cart. You can go buy food, snacks, water. When you get on the ADO bus, you're on the bus with whatever you have. On longer trips, they'll make a stop usually at like an OXXO, but on shorter trips, maybe 2 hours, like to Playa del Carmen, no stops. So at least bring some water, mineral water. I have some nuts with me as well, and eat a meal before you get on the bus. If you get hungry on the bus, you're out of luck. If you don't have any water, you're pretty much out of luck. So do bring snacks and beverages. If you're going on the Tren Maya, you don't need to worry about that. Alright guys, I got the last seat on the bus. I am all the way in the back next to the bathroom, but look, AC is on, seat is reclined. I got an animated movie here. I'm not really sure what I'm watching, but hey, it's something. So life is good. Gotta love the ADO, and I should be in Playa del Carmen in just 2 hours, but I'll keep you guys posted. We are just leaving the station at 12:25 p.m. It is 1:25 p.m. right now in Playa, so there is a time difference to account for. So keep that in mind when I give you the time of arrival. But I think we should be there in just over 2 hours instead of the 3 hours plus that it took me on the Tren Maya. And when we do get there, I will arrive right on 5th Avenue at the ADO Turistica, not in the middle of nowhere. So guys, I'm sitting here on this wooden stoop next to my seat in the back of the bus because let's just say I got sat next to a member of the plus size model community. And then also guys, I will say the Tren Maya definitely wins on the bathrooms And in this scenario, the seats are way bigger in the Tren Maya, so if you do have the unfortunate event of getting sat next to a very, very, very large person, you're still going to have some space. In this case, I pretty much just, this guy's asleep and he's just sprawling all over the place. I pretty much had to get out of my seat. That's the way it goes. So the Tren Maya has actually some advantages. The meal cart, the stations are cleaner and quieter, the bathrooms are better, and then the seats are much bigger to accommodate larger folks sitting next to you, if that may be the case. So Tren Maya is actually not all bad. I kind of talked smack about it on the way up, but it has its advantages, guys. I recommend you try both for yourself so that you know. And I'm just going to have a long, bumpy ride here next to the bathroom. Alright, my friends, I am back in beautiful, sunny Playa del Carmen. It's good to be back. You guys can see the pros and cons firsthand. Obviously, the Tren Maya, the main con is the stations are super far. It's a little bit inconvenient for sure, just getting to and from the stations. There are some pros to the Tren Maya, however, though. The bathrooms are larger and cleaner than the ADO. The seats are bigger. It's overall a pretty comfortable experience. Obviously, the price, the cost when it goes to the ADO bus. But you guys could see firsthand the issues with the ADO as well. The stations are crowded, noisy, and sometimes you get, in my situation, you get sat next to someone who's way too large for the seat, and not much you can do about it. I didn't even bother asking for a refund. You know how that would have gone. The thought was tempting, but not gonna happen. You figure you pay for a seat, you should get a seat, not a half a seat. And I'm not exactly a small dude. I can't sit like that, scrunched up in a ball. So major drawbacks of the ADO there for sure. If I had it to do all over again, what would I do differently? I would probably just rent a car. I think the price point on car rentals, the big takeaway is like the Tren Maya might work well for a trip to, say, Bacalar because it's a straight shot. But then again, renting a car is not that expensive. The risk with renting a car, me and my friends Jim and Asami drove down to Bacalar. The risk with renting a car is getting pulled over by the police and having them do a little bit of extracurricular overtime activities. That did happen to us. We had to pay 1,000 pesos or else they were going to take Jim's driver's license. So there is the hidden cost of renting a car. So I think the Tren Maya is a viable option in some situations. There you have it from the Rope Monster. If you guys appreciate my efforts, please do smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. This video did take some serious effort to make, and quite frankly, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm ready for a nap. Thank you guys again for watching. Rope Monster, out.